Alright, here we go. The map is Coda. The player spawning in the top left-hand corner of Coda. It's going to be the Red Terran player trying to win it for Team Kingz. It's Bomber. Spot him in the bottom right-hand part of the map on Coda. It's going to be the blue Terran player for Team Northen Maniacs, Arttuyo. Should be interesting here. I dislike going mech on this map. Usually see bio, Terran, you know, just going head to head, tank and marine. Who can trade out better? Who can get the better engagement? But we'll see what goes on here. Bomber, a good player. I played him myself. He's 1-1. I've 1-1. Still need to play that out. See who's the better player. But currently, right now, hopefully he is the better player, as he's opting for the gas first. Going to try and get that aggression going early. Maybe going for a Banshee quick. I know he likes to go for Banshees quick, and Arttuyo doing a little bit of the same thing. Maybe see if he does the Reaper Hellion push like he did the last time, because that was just so strong if you're not ready for it. We see the barracks go down now. For both players about the same time, so just a mirror matchup here. Bomber just a couple seconds quicker than Art as we get into this matchup. Definitely like this better than Echo. Echo it just feels so narrow. Coda is just, there's a lot of attack paths you can take. You can go around this side, flank the third, you know, again same way this way. You can go through here, break the rocks, and then you're in your opponent's face. It's all about where you take your third. If you take your third right here, then that really opens your natural to drops and also counterattacks. But at the same time, you're positioned aggressively. So it's really up to the player what happens. We're going to see a factory thrown down, pretty much same exact time, just a hair quicker for Bomber again. As the supply depot now comes down for him as well. Just a mirrored matchup here. We'll see if these builds differentiate at all as both players get into it. Art's opting for the partial wall in his front, which is always nice. Close that off to stop any sort of run by. As we see the second gas, just, you know, actually, yeah, just a bit later for Bomber. And just a little bit sooner for Art, but we shall say Bobmer as Bobmer. Is that how I'm saying it? Bobmer. Kind of. Well, anyways, yeah, gonna see some Banshee play out of both players. This is the part of the matchup where it gets kind of awkward. Both players doing the exact same thing, so the Banshee's gonna hit each other's base at the same time. So it's like, who can micro 2 units better is really what it comes down to. Who can micro the Banshee and defend a Banshee at the same time? Because it's just the exact same here. But he's going to lift off. Here's the difference now. He's not going to throw a reactor down on the factory just yet. Actually, I like doing this because it allows you to do the Banshee, and then you immediately get a Raven thereafter. Oh, okay. All right, so there's the change. Bomber's going for the aggressive, I'm gonna hit you sort of thing with his Banshee, and then Art's going for the defensive Raven, which is gonna be interesting. Got all his units positioned defensively. He's gonna throw down the or put the barracks on the reactor, I think, possibly. Yeah. Throw the barracks on the reactor. Pump out additional Marines, and he should have more available by the time Bomber gets to the base. Raven's going to be out as well. And then just the exact polar opposite for Bomber. Defensive Widowmine, always like this. If you're playing against it, look at that. You can't even see that damn thing. Coming in here, really cute placement there. I know I've lost a Banshee to that, and it's quite annoying. There's just no way to see, no way to see that Widowmine. Banshee's going to come in now, and Raven is positioned perfectly. As Namar's going to see it, he's going to be like, oh yeah, he's got some Marines in place, so really well done. He's going to push that Banshee away. It's going to be hard to get any damage done now that the Raven's out, and he's also going to have a Viking here shortly. So, well played. He's going to have to get out of there. I don't know. Bomber's sticking around. He knows a Viking's going to be the follow-up, as there's no Banshee. So now he's just got he's got a Raven of his own. Just kind of chilling. He might want to swap these now. Start tank production is the ideal. But this is what I was talking about. This is the chess type matchup where it's who's going to have the better engagements with the siege tanks and the Marines, because both players are opting for bio. But a much quicker third CC here from Bomber. Hopefully Art doesn't spot this, because if he does, he can just power up, push across the map, and we're already going to see that as the the medevac, and we've got a medevac, a Raven, Viking push out with one tank and a handful of Marines. So should Bomber be able to defend this, he'll be in a immaculate position, but at the same time he's playing super greedy, and that can lose you the game right there. But Bomber hasn't scouted it, or excuse me, Art hasn't scouted it just yet. We've got this double tank into his expansion. He's going to send out a Marine. He's going to see it. Bomber cannot lose this Banshee. This Banshee is key to this defense. Be able to poke at those tanks whilst still dealing with the aggression coming up. The current army supply is 24 to 30 in favor of Art, and he's going to load up and go into the main there. Should drop a PDD. Well done there. Going into the main. Widowmine hits. That's a good hit. Going to siege up that tank, and he'll be able to defend it just fine. Well done by Bomber there, while his Marines are still getting sieged up on the front. As that PDD is now removed for him. So he's just both players trying to trade out effectively. Decent hold by Bomber, but there's just not a lot there for Art to continue this push. You've got to see another Viking, another tank, and a couple Marines move across, but there's just there's not a whole lot can break this front. He's still got this Banshee, as he's going to try and load up and go around here, but we still got that Widowmine, man. Still got that. That's going to be the hero Widowmine. It's only got one kill, but it's going to deter this drop quite a bit. Should he unload in the same spot, and he's going to do that. If he goes right into it, it's going to kill it. Boom! Down it goes. Only a handful of health. And Widowmine, hero of the day, is we're going to see some harass coming on here, the middle line with these the auto turrets. Always annoying to deal with. These auto turrets don't mess them around, man. They do a lot of damage. They have a lot of health, so you really got to focus fire them down. Otherwise, you're going to be in a hard position. But as soon as this second command center, he's already backing off, so the time bomb is ticking. Art's third command center is far from being done, as we're going to see him switch over Tech Labs now. He's going to start that stim up, as we already have one attack going for Bomber. Combat shields. Is stim done just yet? He does have stim already done, so Bomber is in a really, really good spot. Really good spot right now. He's already saturated at his second. Double gas is taken. Art's saturated, yes, but his 2-2 is going to line up nicely at least. As we don't even have the next starting for him. So Bomber really well held off there. Minimal losses taken. Man, that hero Widowmine just really, it's so simple, such a simple spot. Only 2 kills, but it got the medevac and really damaged the remainder of those Marines. Looks like Art's gonna take the aggressive position, and he should be expanding right here, as he's gonna lift his CC. No, he's gonna expand down here. Interesting. So maybe both players taking the passive direction. No, Bomber, yep. Playing against Bomber, he likes to put it right here so he can rally his units right here and really rally aggressively, as they say. So third expansion going down for both players, just playing the defense game. Going to power up, and we should see 2 armies coming at head to head now. Bomber throwing up the Widow Mines. He's gonna have a really well timed 2-2 as well. But we see 2 attack already coming in for Art, so he's going to have that upgrade advantage at least for a little bit, as 1-1 will be done at the same time for both players. See if Bomber's able to, because as soon as his production starts to kick in, he's to start throwing down more barracks. He's already got his third laid down, fully mining. The current supply now is going to be 57 to 47 in favor of Bomber, and he's already got this decent position. He should be able to just lift into the main with a handful of medevacs, as we're going to see him siege up right outside there. Yep, and that's exactly what he's going to do. He's going to push out that little bit of units, drop on top of the siege tank, maybe try to get a little bit done, but no, he's just going to lift out of there. Not a whole lot he could do there. Vikings maybe try and pick it off, but no. The one thing that Bomber doesn't have is the air superiority. We got the 3 Vikings to just 2 and a Raven. Raven can definitely throw out a couple PDDs and swing that into Bomber's favor. But right now, Bomber, should he move his additional units up, maybe just sending those around. I'd like to see him come around here and just do a counterattack all the way down here to the 3rd. Really pulling Art every which way, because that 3rd CC was down so much sooner for Bomber. But he hasn't resumed. Okay, there he goes. He is resuming SCV production. He's got his 2-2 on the way, but Art has forgotten the 2 armor. Alright, there it goes. He's got his 2 armor on the way. So Bomber will have that just a little bit sooner, but the 2 attack is almost done here for Art, as he's going to be in a better position now. Bomber's deciding to group up his remainder of his army and maybe try and break down these rocks and swing around to the 3rd. But Art's expecting this. He's already in position for it. Hopefully Bomber doesn't just kill it off and attack right into it. Let's see if he's ready for it. He doesn't know. He can't hear it. Just repositioning everything, trying to get a tab on what's going on. As we're going to see him. The rocks are broken. He doesn't have a clue, but he does have the sensor tower, which is nice. He's going to scan. He's going to see all this army ready to go. He's going to just try and take a straight up engagement. I don't know if I agree with this. The 2-2 is 2 attack is done for Art, and he's just going to smash through all this. He's going to lose all of his tanks, and now the army supply swings heavily in favor of Art. As man, those upgrades are much better. The medevac cloud was good. He didn't have air superiority, so Bomber just takes up a bad engagement. And unfortunately, he wasn't able to capitalize on his 3rd. As his CC was up so quick, but his production is minimal. His current structure count is not sitting too high, as we've only got 7 barracks, and we've got approximately how many? Only 5. Okay, so only 5 for Art, but he's going to choose to drop in the main now, as his units are not ready for this. All the medevacs are going to get taken out, but at the same time, we're going to see him in a good spot. He should be able to trade pretty well and kill off, some of these Vikings. Maybe get the air superiority back. But Art is going to clean that up, and now it's the resources lost is heavily in favor of Art. So hopefully, Bomber is going to make some moves. He's got to play defensive here. He needs to get that air superiority, get the Marine count. As we already see 3 attack coming for Art. He's not skipping a beat with the upgrades, which is heavily, heavily important. But Bomber does at least have that 1 attack on his tanks, which is nice. And we see a couple more factories coming in here, trying to ramp up that siege tank production, really get ahead, as just secure the lead that he already has. Because the Marines they're equal on upgrades right now, and this is not a horrible fight for Art, but at the same time, he does reset that tank count, as Bomber only has 2 to 7 tanks right now, but he does have at least 37 to 21 Marines. So, man, in this matchup, what's most important are those tanks. Got to get that tank count up. Really needs. He might just need to throw down another factory to get things going. But he is making 13 Marines at a time. But at the same time, Art's production is much better, and he's got his 4th already taken, and it's going to be mining. It's mining right now. So Bomber's quickly losing this lead as his main is mined out. He drops down to a 2 base mineral production, and we've got this drop. He's got nothing in place for this. He's got no turrets. This drop can do a decent amount of damage, as we're seeing Bomber just fall behind in this matchup. As we've got 3-3 now started for Bomber. 3 attack is going to be done momentarily for Art, and that also 2 attack for the tank weapons. Now we got a decent drop down here. Bomber to get some good damage done. Kills a lot of SCVs. should really capitalize on these tanks being by themselves in the middle of the map. But now he's distracted with this drop in the main. This double medevac is going to do a lot of damage. It's going to stop any production. It's going to leave this amount of units as he's going to try and push into this. He's not paying attention to this. He does now. But I don't know if Art has enough to break this. He might just push forward. No, he's going to have to fall back as the reinforcing Marines come up. Still hasn't dealt with this drop in his main. Oh, he's just move commanding. He's not A moving as this one Marine is just still doing damage. Come on, Bomber. Come on, Bomber. You could do it. The medevac's just going to get away. Marine's going to chase. Got to kill it off. But the 3 attack is done for Art. And really what it's going to come down to, again, I mean, it's just about those trades. It's about those who can trade better. It's still 10 tanks to 3 tanks. And now Art's got that middle of the map. He's got his 4th base up and running. 4th base just now coming down for Bomber. He managed to take out this tech lab too, so that's going to slow tank production even more. 11 tanks to 4, and that's where it matters, folks. The tank count is where it matters. He's got 3 down here, 1 right here, 1 right here. Tanks are more spread out. But what Bomber's going to try and do is just break this, I guess. Really should have had these siege tanks unsieged though to help break it, because he just pretty much wasted some of those Marines. I'm not quite sure if Bomber can bring it back from here. His 4th base was canceled by this drop, and now he's going to get positioning on this 3rd base as he moves his tanks and these Marines into position. He's going to be able to siege up on this 3rd base of Bomber, and that's really the lifeblood, as we've got another drop here in the natural. Bomber should be able to clean this up, as the upgrades should be on even keel here shortly. But the upgrades are still too good for Art, as he's producing 11 Marines plus at a time. Does clean it up, but Bomber just quickly falling behind here. Which is unfortunate, because he started this game off so well. They are now both on 3-3, so we should see things start to even out, but the trades were just so much better for Art. As he had those upgrades that much quicker. And also he's got 2 attack on his tanks, which means his tanks are just going to obliterate Marine lines, making it much harder to attack into. It's key to keep scans on his army, always knowing what's going on. I'm going to take a 5th base down here for Art, and maybe even, he's just spreading out Marines. Knows exactly what's going on the whole time. And Bomber just not in the best of places right now. Get some free shots, that's always nice. But he can still take a good engagement. 3 attack now on the way for Art, making it even more powerful with those tanks. He really needs to keep a tab on this army, because if that army swings around and heads into his main, Bomber's going to be in a world of hurt, as he hasn't even moved just yet. Still thinks the army's in the middle of the map. He's going to scan now. Where's that scan at? Scans right here. He sees that there's nothing. He's going to siege up right there, and now he's cutting off the reinforcements to the natural Bomber. He's going to be able to send some Marines in there. He can't attack into that tank line, as Bomber's definitely not ready for this. Now all those Marines have free access to his natural, and there's nothing Bomber can do. Absolutely nothing. He needs to rally his units into his main. Maybe go for an anti-drop here. A base race is really what it's going to come down to at this point, because he can't attack into this. Absolutely not with the reinforcing Marines, not with the spread of the tanks. He's just going to GG out.